Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Friday. This is Card Chaos Live. I'm your host Trisha Joy, and today we're going to do a special Card Chaos Live. Usually I shuffle all the trading cards that I have to create these one-on-one matchups, but today I decided to do like a special thing where we only focused on the quickest players in NBA history. All right. For those of you who don't know, I am a trading card collector. Yes, and when COVID first started and the NBA was on pause, I decided to create this game with my trading cards, and it has evolved into a lot of great things. I've been interviewed by a national magazine, and I'm here. I usually do an 8-person bracket if you're not familiar. So I'm going to show you guys the bracket real quick. All right. So give me a second. So this is the bracket that I'll put the players in. Sorry about that. I have to reach over. Right. This is the 8-man bracket. And as you can see, yes, we're at episode 70. Now, the episode before we had, which is 69. This is 68 here, but it was really 69. We had sort of like a regular bracket, but we featured duos, dynamic duos in NBA history. And so we had Clay and Curry, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, Shaq and Penny, and Bird and McHale. That's supposed to be McHale. I spelled that wrong. Nonetheless, who came out in the top of the bracket was Shaq. In the episode before, we had just a regular bracket, and Kawhi came out. I was reluctant to put Kawhi there because everybody that knows me knows that I'm a Russell Westbrook fan. But in that episode, we had Rondo versus Russell Westbrook, Clay versus Jason Kidd, Kawhi versus Jimmy Butler, and Reggie Miller. Yes, Reggie Miller versus Gary Payton. So yeah, while you guys start to stream into today's episode, I'm going to go ahead and set up the bracket for the quickest NBA players in history. All right. I have the cards right here in front of me. I'm going to show you all the players that's included, and then we're going to shuffle the cards. All right. So thank you guys for joining. I know it's a Friday, but consistency is key. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce the players that will be a part of this quickest NBA player bracket. Again, welcome everyone. This is Card Chaos Live. So I'm going to introduce the participants, and then I'm going to shuffle these cards. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to put on the music because we do have theme music. And let us begin. All right. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. Here are the players that we're going to feature in today's episode. We have Kyrie Irving, John Wall, Dennis Schroder, Dwayne Wade, Steph Curry, Chris Paul. Did I do Derrick Rose already? I have several Derrick Roses in here. Tony Parker. Another Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, nice. All right. John Morant. For Jamal Crawford, I put him in there. Russell Westbrook will be featured in today's episode. Allen Iverson will be featured in today's episode. Isaiah Thomas will be featured in today's episode. Personal pick, Latrell Sprewell will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. Kemba Walker, Donovan Mitchell, and if I didn't say him again, Steph Curry. Now we'll go ahead and pick the 8-man bracket that will be featured in today's episode of Card Chaos Live. All right, the first matchup will be Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. Against Derrick Rose, we will have Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker will be featured in this episode of Podcast Live. We will have. In the second bracket, we will have Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford will be in this episode of Podcast Live. Against Jamal Crawford. Against Jamal Crawford will be Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas will be in this episode of Podcast Live. In the third bracket, we will have. In the third bracket, we will have Dwayne Wade, another Bull. Dwayne Wade will be in this episode of Podcast Live. Against Dwayne Wade, we will have Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. And last but not least, in the last bracket, we will have Chris Paul. Against Chris Paul. Against Chris Paul. Latrell Sprewell. So those are the 8 players featured today. We will have Kemba Walker versus Derrick Rose. We'll have Isaiah Thomas versus Jamal Crawford. We will have Kyrie Irving versus Dwayne Wade. And we will have Latrell Sprewell versus Chris Paul. Welcome to this episode of Cardcast Live, the quickest players in NBA history. I want to thank everybody for joining so far on your Friday. And let us begin. As I mentioned before, we do have an 8-man bracket. So I'm going to put the bracket up on the wall so you guys see. And in this round, we will let's do Kemba versus Derrick Rose first. All right. So we're going to have Kemba versus Derrick Rose. And this game is fairly simple for those of you who are new. All right. All I do is put a 60-second clock on the wall, 60-second clock, and you have to tell me within that 60 seconds who you think would win that matchup. All right. Remember all the elements that go into one-on-one. This is not about a team game. This is as if these players met up in the park and they said, listen, like, I don't like you, or no, I'm just playing. Not that they don't like you, but they want to play each other like normal people that see each other in the park. Okay. And we have to vote to see who would win. Okay. So here's my 60-second clock. I'll give you just a taste of it. Right. And in that 60-second, I would run the clock and you would tell me. All right. So let's go ahead. Kemba Walker versus Derrick Rose. Kemba Walker versus Derrick Rose. Okay, so I think this matchup is a little bit tighter than people believe, right? And remember, in the comments, all you have to do is say the name of the player you'd win. First of all, Kemba Walker has a handle that I think is just as quick as Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, however, I don't know how to explain it. Like, even though Kemba has the handle and the quickness that are similar to Derrick Rose, I feel like Derrick Rose is just a little bit more explosive to the basket. And so it would be a handful for Kemba Walker to even try to guard Derrick Rose. So that's what it would come down to in this matchup. Can Kemba Walker guard Derrick Rose? I don't think so. So if I had to choose between this matchup, which I probably will, I'm going with Derrick Rose. All right. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. You see, that was very simple. I just shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. We just did Kemba Walker versus Derrick Rose. Let's see who commented. Ooh, Omar, you said Kemba because he has a better jump shot. Ooh, that hurt. You know what? It looks like this could be the topic of conversation because I picked Derrick Rose because he would just drive to the basket. But Omar, I mean, you were the only one to vote, and I can't do this to you another episode. So what I'm going to do is honor honor your vote and go ahead and move on Kemba Walker over Derrick Rose, 1-on-1. That is that's a shocker to me. I would have expected everybody to flock to Derrick Rose, and because he's good. But maybe I'm just hurting because Kemba and the Celtics came up a little bit short this year, and I wanted more out of them. Anyway, we can move on to the next bracket, which would be Isaiah Thomas versus Jamal Crawford. All right. By the way, like if you guys don't like this matchup, I'm willing to put only two subs for today, right? And the subs are other fast people. So the subs today for this episode will be these two players, Allen Iverson and John Morant. All right. So in the event you feel like one of these players need to be subbed out, go ahead and let me know. So this matchup is going to be Isaiah Thomas versus Jamal Crawford. If you want to sub, just let me know if you want to do a sub right now, or if not, we're going to go ahead with Jamal Crawford versus Isaiah Thomas. All right. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to decide. Welcome. But if not, we will begin. So this is the matchup that we're gonna have right now. We're gonna do Isaiah Thomas versus Jamal Crawford for the quickest players in the NBA. All right. So I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. Isaiah Thomas versus Jamal Crawford. So yikes. All right. So honestly, Isaiah Thomas has no chance. It's just too different of an era. I think Jamal Crawford's handle is just too much. It's nothing that Isaiah Thomas would have been able to, like said in his era, he'd match up against. And so, although Isaiah Thomas probably has it's probably more of a legend than Jamal Crawford. The specific skills to beat anybody in one-on-one, I think Jamal Crawford would take the match over Isaiah Thomas. As far as jumpers, we know that Jamal Crawford can definitely shoot, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Who would have the better jumper? Nonetheless, I don't see Isaiah Thomas being able to keep up with a Jamal Crawford. So this one would be a tight one. Oh, this game was tougher than I thought. I thought we were just going to go with quick players that's dunking all over each other. But welcome to Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards. We have 2 different votes. I would love to hear from each of you why you picked that particular player. I personally, if I'm the tiebreaker, I'm going to go with Jamal Crawford. I just don't think that Isaiah Thomas would be able to keep up with him. But then again, early Zeke was definitely quick on his feet. All right. So just let me know what you think. But I with my gut feeling will tie break with the Jamal Crawford, giving Omar a second win for the day. All right. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. While we wait for commentary from the wall, I'm gonna move on and input the next one. We have Kyrie versus Dwayne Wade, another tough one. Kyrie versus Dwayne Wade. Let's see what the wall is saying about Jamal Crawford. Omar says Crawford, he has extreme height difference. Oh, look at that, Omar. That is a fact that I didn't even consider. The height factor, that Jamal Crawford is taller than Isaiah Thomas, so it would pose some difficulties. I'm just thinking about like Isaiah Thomas's ankles, you know. Maybe that's not the thing. All right. So Omar picks Jamal Crawford because of the height difference, which is an interesting point. The next matchup today we're gonna vote on is Kyrie Irving versus Dwayne Wade. Again, this is the quickest players in the NBA. We're seeing one-on-one who would win this matchup. I just want to reiterate that we do have two subs. The subs are John Morant and Allen Iverson. So welcome to Card Chaos Live. The next matchup is this. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. If I don't hear anybody object, I wouldn't object. This is a great matchup. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Kyrie versus Dwayne Wade. Let us begin. All right, so yikes. Okay, we have Flash versus what's Kyrie's? Does Kyrie have a nickname? I'll call him the woke one. So Dwayne Wade, as we know, prime Dwayne Wade, or not even prime, even before prime Dwayne Wade was so quick to the basket, almost unstoppable. But here's the thing, Kyrie Irving, I think, is just as quick and explosive to the basket as Wade was, but I feel like maybe Kyrie might be a slightly better shooter. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm talking crazy, but like I think Kyrie would be better because he has a better jumper, right? Handle wise, yeah, I mean Wade was quick to the basket, but not necessarily doesn't mean he could. I don't know. Could Dwayne Wade could create his own shots? That's the question, because I know Kyrie can. And that is an essential part of one-on-one. So if I had to go with this, I would go with Kyrie Irving. All right. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. Thank you. Omar, we are on a roll today. That means for the rest of our lives, we can't agree. Do you understand that? For the rest of our lives, we cannot agree because we've agreed on 3 different matchups so far today. All right. So Omar says Kyrie Irving is the better ball handler. So I'm going to go ahead and put it because I agree. He not only is a better ball handler, but I just think he's a better scorer. All right. So let me move on. Jamal Crawford up here. It's true, Omar. We can't let's stop the agreeing right now. It's cramping our styles. Kyrie Irving moves on, and the last matchup is Latrell Sprewell versus Chris Paul. All right, Latrell versus Chris Paul. All right. Remember, I have 2 subs. The subs are Ja Morant and Allen Iverson. All right, John Morant versus Allen Iverson. If you guys want to leave it as is, we could go ahead and leave it as is. But this is the matchup for today: Allen Iverson and John Morant. All right. Sorry, these are the subs for today. This is the matchup. Ooh. All right, this is the matchup: Latrell Sprewell and Chris Paul. If I had to, I mean, I would do a sub right now. I want to drop Latrell Sprewell and I'm going to put Allen Iverson. So Allen Iverson and Latrell Sprewell would be the 2 guys. All right. So I'm going to swap out Latrell. I'm going to put in Allen Iverson. And let us begin. Here's the matchup. I don't want to do it without showing you guys. All right. Allen Iverson and CP3. All right, so I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. 60 seconds on the clock. Allen Iverson versus CP3. Let us begin. So this one is a tough one because Allen Iverson is definitely built for one-on-one basketball. All right, that no doubt about it. Allen Iverson is one of the top one-on-one players you can ever go up against. Obviously, we all know that he's crossed up MJ and all this other stuff, right? CP3, however, I think would be interesting for him because CP3 is a better shooter. So in combination with being a better shooter and getting to the basket, I think CP3 has it. So the question is, can CP3 guard and stop Allen Iverson. And I think by luck or by just the system of basketball, there's sometimes Allen Iverson just won't get to the basket or the ball rim out. And so I don't know. I think that Chris Paul has more options to score, but damn it, maybe Allen Iverson. I don't know. This one is a tough one. I'm gonna basically have to go with well, Omar says Omar's the only one in here. So Omar said Iverson, CP3 is overrated, better one-on-one player. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. So AI moves on, and we're going to look at the semifinalists. We can run through this real quick. So the semifinalists for today are Kemba versus Jamal Crawford, and Kyrie versus Allen Iverson. What a crazy. Ooh, that is. You see how it worked out? I was a little bit nervous about these matchups, but these are the two the two semifinalists. Let me put it bigger on the board. So the two semifinalists will be, starting from the bottom, Kyrie versus Allen Iverson, which are these two cards here, right? And Jamal Crawford versus Kemba Walker. All right, so let's start with the top, Jamal Crawford versus Kemba Walker. All right, I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Jamal Crawford versus Kemba Walker. Let us be. Ooh, yeah. All right, so sorry guys, I have construction outside. So Kemba Walker versus Jamal Crawford is an interesting one-on-one matchup. I remember in earlier round that Omar said Jamal Crawford's height, because Jamal Crawford is 6'5". Kemba Walker might be 5'10" or 5'4". He's mad short in compared to Jamal Crawford, and so I don't know. I feel like I want to give Kemba Walker the credit though, because Kemba Walker is a starter, and his height has been trumped by his skill to score. And I think that his skill to score is maybe underrated. So it might be a tough choice, but I'm going with Kemba Walker. Because damn it, if anybody wanted Jamal Crawford to start, they would have done it. So there's some kind of liability here. I know that's not a one-on-one thought, but damn it, I want to give Kemba the benefit of the doubt. All right, let me turn my mic down a little bit. Sorry, I have construction outside, and they're doing one thing. All right, so welcome to Card Chaos Live. We just did Jamal Crawford versus Kemba, and you guys were able to pick Jamal Crawford for his height. So Jamal Crawford is going to go on to the finals. And last but not least, we have Kyrie versus Allen Iverson. Kyrie versus Allen Iverson. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Kyrie versus Allen Iverson. Ooh. Kyrie versus Allen Iverson. Let us begin. All right. So, oh man, both two guys with great ball handling skills, and they're gonna play one-on-one. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Kyrie Irving on this one. Kyrie Irving to me has a better jump shot. I think their handles are both equally lethal, but when it comes down to it, let's see who's defending who. Will there be a lick of defense played? Not one lick of defense. But as far as options to score, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Kyrie is the one that may be a better scorer than Allen Iverson. It's a hard pill for me to swallow, because AI is such a AI is looked upon in our ball history, but matched up one-on-one, I think he beats Allen Iverson. There's really nothing to say, but we still love you, Allen Iverson. We love you, but it's just that jumper, right? It's that jumper that Kyrie has is better than yours. Both of you getting to the basket, but Kyrie just has that one option. All right. So let's see. Omar says Kyrie. Oh, Omar, now we can't agree for all of 2021. We hit the quota. We even passed the quota. Damn it. We should have just said Allen Iverson just to save 2021. Now it's our fault. The 2021 is going to be messed up. There you go. It's our fault. Okay, so Jamal. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see that. So Jamal Crawford is gonna go up against Kyrie Irving for 1-on-1 card chaos live. This would probably be the only time Jamal Crawford makes it this far. Nothing against Jamal Crawford, but we've had past ones and he's come up short. But all right, so this is the finals matchup. Okay. Before we go into the finals, I just wanna mention we do have a YouTube channel where these videos are going to be streaming, and I put some of those my card-based videos on the channel as well. So go ahead and subscribe to that. Also, we are playing with another format that I keep saying it, and I'm going to practice with it a little bit in a little bit so you guys could see it real quick, and then that way I'm motivated to keep doing it later this evening. But I'm just testing sound. It's a little bit more different than this setup that I have right now, but it's worth the change. And last but not least, Real Stat 360 is making its way back to streaming. So you guys will be able to participate in the game. If you're interested in testing your stat knowledge, just let me know. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and put this up as the finals. All right. So I mean, this may be the simplest finals we've ever had in Card Chaos Live. Again, just to note, Jamal Crawford is bigger in height, taller than Kyrie Irving. Let's get that out the way. But I feel like in this matchup, none of that will really matter. I think Kyrie Irving doesn't give a damn how tall Jamal Crawford is. And I think he'll probably be quicker. He's quicker than Jamal Crawford enough to get to the basket. So even though Jamal Crawford is taller, they have both the same killer handle. I'm going to go with Kyrie Irving just because he's just that much quicker with the skills combined than Jamal Crawford. So my final answer is Kyrie Irving. Nice try, Jamal Crawford, but it's too much Kyrie. Does Kyrie Irving have a nickname? Does Kyrie Irving, is it just Kyrie? Don't all great players have like a, I guess, LeBron doesn't, I mean, he calls himself the chosen one, but that's not the name that we call him in the game. Anyway, yes, Omar has agreed one more time. And guys, I apologize in advance. But guess what? Hell has frozen over. All right. Shout out to Omar sticking through it for the rest of the game. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. We are doing some Madden on the channel. Our resident gamer, that has volunteered from our group, Jeremy, will be playing some Madden on the page. So if you're interested in playing him in Madden, go ahead and reach out. With that said, Omar, I appreciate you dearly. Thank you for sticking through. I'll be testing the new format on the page for maybe half an hour, and then I'm going to shoot some other comedy and things. But yes, thank you so much for your support. It's always, I love this game so much. It makes me happy. It sets me off for my day. So thank you for joining, and I will see you next week. All right. Peace.